Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on here? Welcome once again to the one and only. This is the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live as we speak on Podbean. It's on Facebook as well, all the different YouTube channels. It's on the Sports Empire pages as well. It's on the TV station as well. What's going on, everybody? What is going on today? Hope that you guys come in. Hope that you guys will share. Hope that you got Eastside Harold. I see you already here trying to, as usual, trying to cause drama. I expect that from all Cowboy haters. It's nothing new. What's going on? Listen, this is an absolutely a great Saturday to be on here. Hope you guys would share as much as you can with everyone that you may come in contact with. Hope that you would do that for your boy as we talk about tomorrow and what the whole world seems to be talking about as far as the Dallas Cowboys go. And that is what you just saw Eastside Harold talk about here, about Mr. Jones and his, his past, I guess you would say, has caught up with him. Just that simple. It's nothing. It tried to die down, but it had to crank right back up. Thanks to one Lebron James who changed the narrative. And when he changed the narrative, what happened was the world started talking about it again. What was once tried to be swept under the rug now is right back at the forefront. And what it has done, it has forced Mr. Jones to start talking again. We'll see how long that lasts, but at least for a moment, where they tried to sweep under the rug, obviously has had to come back. So we're here about it. I almost want to start off with that, to be honest with you. I really do. I almost want to start it off with that. As you come in, you'll see the fire's already hot because of Eastside Harold there with his comment there. That really is, to be honest with you, a legitimate question. Depending on what side of the tracks you're on, whether you believe it or not. That's the real question. What side of the tracks are you on? In other words, are you on the side where you're trying to justify it, or are you on the side where you want some answers? That's where it really is at the moment. Again, I hope you guys will share, whoever's in here. I appreciate those that have tuned in. I'm sharing right now. Forgive me for not looking up and moving on, but I'm trying my best to share this with as many people as I can. Trying to, at least. I don't know. I'm trying, so we just have to see. But you're here and I'm here. That's all we need. So let's go to work. Let me say this. and I'll get to the Colt and um, Cowboy game a little bit later on. Let me do this real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying my best to share this. I will say this while I'm going. My son had a huge game today. His first basketball game of the season. They won 32-17, in which my son had 8 points, about 6 rebounds, if I counted it right. 8 points, about 6 rebounds, had about 3 assists. Sound like some good work to me. I don't know how you feel about it, but sound like some good stuff to me. Okay, I'm typing right now, and I'm excited about that. Um, I'm really excited about that because my son is showing a whole lot of versatility that most of you guys have just seen TCU just lose. And isn't it amazing, y'all, that some kind of way Alabama is going to end up in the playoffs when you had them out. USC lost yesterday. TCU just lost. That's a third and fourth ranked team. I think Alabama was ranked sixth. It's unbelievable that they're going to find a way with 2 losses to sneak back in this thing. Isn't that amazing? You had them out to the last week. Alabama not even playing in a conference championship game, and they're going to find their way back into this thing. It's unbelievable. I just hope my Wolverines don't lose tonight. Yeah. So it's unbelievable. I'm about to start up, y'all. I promise you, I'm doing it now. All right. First things first. LeBron James, you know, once again, it depends on what side of the track, that you believe in. Huh? It really does. It depends on what side of the track you believe in. If you're a LeBron James hater, you probably like him even less now. And here's the amazing part: you don't like him because of he told the truth, huh? I mean, by now, unless you've been under a rock, you already know what he said. Uh, you already know. He just asked a question, and essentially he was saying in his question, where is the same intensity that these guys questioned him about Kyrie Irving? Where is that same intensity about asking about Jerry Jones? Where is it? According to what he said, of course, you know about now. Um, they ain't asked him anything, not one word. Which is ironic because if you remember months and months ago, they didn't talk to him about basketball. They asked him about the President Trump situation. Y'all remember that? Same media. They were asking and get his perspective on what's going on in the world, and he'll give his opinion then. So it's not like it's out of the ordinary to ask LeBron James something that's outside of basketball. It's not. It's not. It's not outside of it. They asked about him about rappers. They asked him about the president, the most powerful man in the world at the time, President Trump. They didn't ask him nothing about Jerry, but they asked him about Kyrie. They asked him about Kyrie now. They hurry up and asked him. And you almost have to wonder, okay, why is that not the case? Why no one said why did it get glossed over? I mean, certainly if you ask LeBron James about President Trump, certainly you want to bring him in on the news about one of the most powerful people in the whole world, and Jerry Jones, because you want that uh, you want that you want that press that you were the one to ask the question to LeBron James and he answered. That way you get to put it in your paper. I asked LeBron James this and this is what happened. Isn't it strange that he acts? Isn't it strange that he acts the same media asked about what he feels about President Trump, and LeBron James said that he was a bum? I see you, MG. I'll get to the game later. I promise you I'm going to talk about the game later, but I think this take precedence first. You know, and if you're not a LeBron James fan, you're going to have a problem with the stuff that I'm going to say today. If you're a fan of Jerry Jones and all that kind of stuff, you might have a small problem with what I'm going to say. But LeBron James, I see you, MJ. They asked him about. They asked him about. What's up, C? They asked LeBron James, if y'all remember, about President Trump. They asked him, right? They asked him, and LeBron called him a bomb at the time, but they asked him. They didn't ask him about basketball. They asked him about stuff that was going on in the world because his opinion is valued. When he speaks, the world listens. I don't care if you hate him or not. When he speaks, the world listens. It's just like Kanye. When Kanye says something, the whole world hears about it. LeBron is on that platform, has that platform, and when he speaks, the whole world gets to talking. Case in point, wherever you turned your TV, everybody was talking about LeBron James / Jerry Jones. It is what it is. And he is one of the few people in this whole world that can say things and don't care about the consequences about it. Now, when they asked him about President Trump, that was his own personal opinion about President Trump. He called him a bum. You got other folks that love President Trump. So that makes it an opinion. But what he asked when was asked about the intensity or the coverage of Jerry Jones in this picture, he was absolutely 100,000% correct. They tried to sweep it under the rug. He talked about the picture maybe about 2 days. That's it. Then it went away. Nobody stopped talking about it. It almost reminds you of the Brett Favre situation. You talked about Brett Favre about a good 3 days, 3-4 days. We ain't heard nothing about Brett Favre since. The same situation. He stole money, put money in a different place. We ain't heard nothing about Brett Favre since. Nothing. However, when you flip the script, when you talked about Deshaun Watson, when you talked about Kyrie Irving, and when you talked about Kanye West, it is everyday news coverage. That's just the truth. LeBron was 100% right. You can't even deny it. It was the truth. It was the absolute truth. Nobody all of a sudden didn't want to talk about the picture about Jerry Jones. Period. ESPN stopped talking about it. Fox stopped talking about it. LeBron did a masterful job. Yeah, I know. I know you forgot. See what I'm saying? No, that's what I'm saying. You know, and the country forgot about it because they pick and choose who they want to condemn. See what I'm saying? That you pick and choose who you want to condemn. Brett Favre is not playing anymore. Brett Favre got a gold jacket. He already in the Hall of Fame. It ain't nothing gonna happen if you go after Brett Favre. But you stop going after Brett Favre, which leads to question why? Why did they stop pursuing it? Why haven't we heard anything about Brett Favre misplacing money, stealing from welfare recipients, and let's kill this narrative that's been in existence for a long period of time. When you study welfare and when you study who gets it, please understand, good people. I'm sorry that the narrative is there, but it is there. But please understand there are more white people on welfare than black people. I know they just messed some of y'all up right there. It's just the truth. It's kind of like the narrative watermelon and fried chicken. If you listen to the world standard, you'll think that's only regulated to black people. Please understand, white people love watermelon and white people love fried chicken as well. Yeah, I know they just messed some of y'all up. I know it did. I know it did. I know. I understand. White folks eat watermelon just like black folks eat watermelon. White folks eat Kentucky Fried Chicken just like black folks eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yes. I know it sounds strange to some of you. I understand. It really does. It's just like when they say weed, he smoked weed out. It's almost like people think that's the black people drug, as if white folks don't smoke weed. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about? You know, but when it's all, and black people are the same way. When black people say meth, you thinking that's primarily the white people drug. You don't think black people do meth. Guess what? Black people do meth too. They do. They do. You see, we done labeled stuff. We done labeled stuff. And when you say welfare, you automatically think black. I already know how some of y'all think. I already know. You automatically think black. But when you check your statistics out state by state, please understand there's more white people on welfare than black people. I know they just messed some of y'all up. I know it did. It's the truth though. Okay. You gotta check that out on your own. It's just the truth. But what LeBron James did was masterful. LeBron brought the narrative back to where it shouldn't have left in the first place. And that is Jerry got to answer some questions. And it worked because Jerry was talking about football for the last 2 to 3 days. And then once LeBron said what he had said, Jerry had to answer some more questions. That's what happened. And so then you look and see yesterday, if you got any kind of news outlet on your phones or computers or whatever, you'll see that Jerry responded, I guess, in a sense, to LeBron James. They asked him, "Did you know that?" He said he knows it. And what Jerry did was the beautiful media, perfect answer. He answered it by giving 1,000% credit to LeBron and talked about how good of a guy he is and met him and he's a great ambassador in and out and all that kind of stuff, just stuff to pass by. He wasn't going to get himself in no type of trouble. Jerry was not going to get himself in type of trouble by going back at the LeBron, because LeBron really didn't go at him. LeBron went at the media. And LeBron didn't go at Jerry Jones. He wanted to ask them, why didn't y'all ask me about Jerry so I can give you my perspective the same way you asked me about Donald Trump? That's all LeBron did. He didn't say nothing negative toward Jerry Jones. He didn't say anything. He just got on the negative. He just got on the media for not doing their job, at least what they've shown him. That's all he did. He didn't say nothing about it. He still ain't said nothing about Jerry yet. But folks all across the country, because you're a LeBron hater, what you mad at? What are you mad at? I mean, like, really, what are you mad? I don't feel like y'all helping me, so I got to get another crowd. I done had people call me asking me about this situation. I said, I'll be on my show Saturday. I done had people inbox me a few. I think two. I got 2 inboxes about the situation. I done got 2 people inbox me. I had 1 phone call yesterday asking me about this situation. And I said, well, I'll go on crank it up now. And I'll give you my perspective like everybody else said, but I'm coming to after the point. See, the great Dr. Martin Luther King said this. He said that the silence of our friends, will show everything. I'm paraphrasing on that. It ain't the people that talk, it's the silence of your friends. I'm noticing that Jerry has not said the things that black people want to hear, and nor does he have to say it. Let me get that straight. Can't make no 80-year-old grown man. I ain't gonna just put 80 on it. You just can't tell a grown man or woman what they can say and what they can't say. If they don't want to say it, they don't have to say it. And what black people, I've heard it a couple of times, some black folks are saying, we want Jerry Jones to denounce racism. Let me ask you this. If he did it, would you believe it? I mean, if he did denounce it, would you believe it? I mean, really? I mean, come on now. I hate to turn it like this, but I'm gonna tell you, you got to look at the signs, y'all. That they want to keep this stuff very much under wrap. Let me tell you why. Because you got to pay attention to the signs. This is me, and this is what's leading me to believe. And I may be 100% wrong, because these are just my thoughts. Do you let y'all check this out? See if y'all feel the way I feel about it. Anybody notice? See, I was irritated by Dak Prescott because I'm finna to say something real crazy. Dak Prescott isn't really qualified to be answering questions like this about the Jerry Jones situation. Just in case you didn't know, the Dallas reporters asked Dak Prescott about the Jerry Jones situation since LeBron talked and all that. And, why expect anything different? Dak Prescott is a company type dude. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying he's a company type dude. He's always going to say and do the right things. He always going to do that. He's not going to tarnish the brand of the Dallas Cowboys. He's not going to say anything against Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, his coaches. He's just not the guy that you need to be trying to ask, what do you feel about it? They asked him that question, and Dak answered, well, you got to ask Jerry about it. Not saying what he said is wrong, but they're trying to get your perspective as the franchise face of this organization. And what he says matters. He has a unique perspective, which is why I'm saying he may not be the guy that you want to answer that to, because see, when you start talking about racism or racist issues or those type of issues, there's no middle ground. It's either you're on this side or you're on that side. It's no in the middle when it comes to the category of racism, and whatever you put under that umbrella, so be it. When it comes to that, there is no middle ground. You can't straddle the fence. You can't do that. It's either you have to take a side on whatever the issue is. You have to do it. You don't have no choice but to do it. You don't have no choice. You either, and what you say will determine where people will put you, what side of the track you belong to. That's how racism and racist issues have always been. There is no middle ground. None. And if you are the middle ground, you might as well go on over there to the racist side. Because racism demands some justification. You see what I'm saying? And so because of that, I'm saying Dak may not be the one that you may need to go to. Dak, everybody knows, and people are putting it here in the chat, Dak, as Jeff just said, is biracial. Now, let's get this straight. And this is where we have problems. Because, see, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all don't like it. But it's just the truth. This country says this, and they still live by it. They just don't say the term. That if you got one drop of black blood in you, you black. So we still that you may be biracial, but the country don't look at you like you're biracial, because the country never has looked at people biracially. They gave the bottom line. It's just like I said, when it comes to race, there is no middle ground. They either said when if you have a black parent and a white parent, they said that you were black. Why? Because you got one drop of black blood in you. You're identified as an African American. That's just the rules. It always have been like that. You don't never hear them look at you and say, okay, well, why didn't they adopt, if he's half and half, which he is, why didn't he just why don't the country identify him as a white man? He's half and half, right? That's not the case. If you have black blood in you, you're black. So, people saying he's biracial, okay. He's identified as a black man. When they say if he wins the Super Bowl, he'll go down and say they'll say Dak Prescott is the, whatever number it is, the second or third African American quarterback to win the Super Bowl. They don't even identify the white side, period. Some of y'all mad at me because I'm telling the truth right now, but let me go. Let me go on clap. I'm gonna clap myself. He's black. That's what this country has showed us for thousands of years. You got one black drop of blood in you, you are black. Don't care how bright you are, I don't care these terms like Tiger Woods brought up. He's Polynesian, whatever you call it. He got treated like a black man once he cheated on his little ex-wife that he had, didn't he? Yeah. Okay. Y'all gonna get me in trouble today. What's up, Terry? What's up? I see all y'all. So let's get that part straight. He's really not qualified to do it because he takes the side of what he is. I'm not knocking him. It's the truth. He had a black father. He had a Caucasian mother. He is half and half, and that's the way he lives his life, or that's what he says he is. That so be it. He knows he's black. He knows that, but he says he's biracial, and that's what he is. So we can't go off really on Dak for saying what he is. He is that. Okay, he is that. So I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying this is the part where I'm trying to tell y'all that the Cowboys. I love the team, but I'm noticing some stuff. Here's what ought to be your question. Why haven't we heard from somebody else on the team? The only person that got asked a question about the Jerry Jones situation was Dak Prescott. Why ain't nobody asked D-Law about the Jerry Jones situation? Why hasn't Michael Parsons got asked about the Jerry Jones situation? Why hasn't Turpin got asked about the Jerry Jones situation? Why hasn't Trayvon Diggs got asked about the situation? Who else y'all want? Why is it that only Dak Prescott was the only Cowboy that got the question? You got 52 other people there. Why is it that okay, let me ask you this. Because I don't want y'all just think he's going black. I'm trying to prove a point. Why hasn't the coaching staff, who's predominantly white, why haven't they got asked the question about the Jerry Jones situation? So technically speaking, I've only heard two people from the entire organization talk about the Jerry Jones situation. Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott. Which should lead you to this other question then. Why is that the case? Could it be that if you put the microphone in DeMarcus Lawrence's face, a 100% black man, no biracial, nothing in him? Could it be that if you ask Javon Curse, 100% black man, no biracial to him, you just might get some real feelings? Y'all don't like how I'm talking today, but I told you I ain't gonna play with this no more. Because see, I've been waiting. Could it be, ladies and gentlemen, and we have no way of knowing this, but don't you find it ironic that the reporters that work every day there in the Star has only asked Dak Prescott about it? Could it be that a mandate came? Let me go and cut across the field. Could it be that a mandate came from up high and say, hey, ain't nobody talking about Jerry? Could it be that came from Jerry himself? Because certainly there are more players on the team than Dak Prescott now. Come on, y'all. Come on. I know some of y'all don't like it. But if you're listening to me, you know I'm telling the truth. Could it be that Jerry Jones or somebody there or the public relations guy have came out and said, look, don't y'all say nothing about Jerry Jones. Nothing. Hey, you heard, watch this, y'all. Have you heard Michael Irvin? Where's Emmitt Smith? Where, huh? Yeah. I'm finna really mess you up now. Where's Deion Sanders? I'm calling these folks because these are the people that love him. As crazy as this man is, where's Charles Haley? Where is he? Huh? Where is it? Where's everybody at? Why ain't they? Why the? Well, you know. Now, in fairness to Jerry, now this part y'all not gonna like. In fairness to Jerry, watch this. The picture does not prove anything. All it proves is he was there. Now, if there was a video after the picture, then we can conclude what really went on. Did Jerry holler at the black students as they walked in? Did Jerry make his way to the front? We don't know that. The picture definitely don't show that. Did Jerry curse them out? Did he use the N-word as they walked in? We don't know that. The only thing we really have is that Jerry was there. Now that part cannot be disputed. Everything else then is speculation. Now y'all don't like what I'm saying. I know it, but it's just the truth. We don't know what happened. If you show me a video of what happened after he took the picture, then I we ain't got to say nothing because the tape don't lie. The tape don't lie. But just a picture, a snapshot. You know, maybe they snapped it too early. Maybe if they snapped it a second later, maybe we could have caught a frown or him hollering or something. I mean, if that was the case. But the snapshot we saw, all it was you just looking. That's all we saw. I mean, y'all, I know you don't like it. Huh? He was there. Everything else is a pure speculation on our part or assumption or an accusation. There is no facts other than to say he was there. You can't look at that picture and you can't make them be a racist. You can't, not based off that picture now. I'm just strictly going by the picture, y'all, for those that want to type in and say something crazy to me. Based off the picture alone, which is the foundation of all this talk, the picture does not prove anything other than he was there. Now, I'm almost 50 years old. My father, who is still living, is 72. I was raised by a man who lived in the 50s and the 60s growing up. My father could not walk down a certain part of streets and then go past a certain piece of where a light was, a street light. Because if you went over, my father, we lived here in Memphis. Back in this day, we have a street here that's called actually Brooks Road. Like me, Brooks Road. And also Elvis Presley. Brooks Road crosses Elvis Presley. back in the 50s and 60s, for those of you that have ever been to Memphis, you will notice, well, you may not know anyway, but anyway, that the street is just a regular street. But black people back then could not go past Brooks Road, because if you went past Brooks Road, you would get shot, because the assumption would be that you're trying to go down there and do some harm to Elvis Presley, because Elvis Presley lived, of course, on Elvis Presley Street, which is close to Brooks Road. You know, that's what Graceland was. You could not go past Brooks Road. Black people weren't allowed there. I was raised by that man, which means back during that time in the 50s and 60s, ladies and gentlemen, black people didn't have obviously the freedoms that we have now. So my father comes up in a period of time where he noticed all the trigger points and all the tricks and all of the languages and and also able to look at somebody and be able to tell you whether they were racist or not. That's what I was raised by. Which leads, of course, to this picture and like guilt by association then. See, if I put this picture up to my father or Jerry Jones and them Little Rock 9 coming up there, what y'all think my father gonna say what Jerry Jones was? Actually, I had to talk with him. See, when you talk to older black people, they're gonna shoot some of this stuff down. This is what my daddy told me. My daddy told me this. And be careful how y'all chat about my daddy. Let me tell you what he said. This is what he said. Jerry Jones said this. Jerry Jones said, well, I didn't know what was going on. I was just curious. My daddy started laughing and said, that's a lie. Because he said if black people were coming, they just didn't all of a sudden pop up. It was already planned that the black people were going to show up on this day. It just didn't just happen on that day. It was already planned. So for Jerry to say he didn't know what was going on, he said that's a lie. He made me think. I said, you know what, Daddy? You're right. For black people to have never walked on their campus before. You know what I'm saying? Never. We talking about 1957. Never walked on their campus before. And then all of a sudden, now the black people just didn't show up, you know, this out of the sky, say, hey, we coming up here today. No, they ain't how it was. They had to plan that thing out, God knows how long. And for Jerry to insult our intelligence and say that he didn't know what was going on, that's a lie. So if you're lying at 80, oh my. If you lying at 80 years old, that's a lie. You knew what was going on. See, this is what I'm saying. You got to pay attention to the signs. All right, so that ain't good enough for y'all. Okay, I'm almost through. I'm gonna talk about the Colts and the Cowboys in a minute. Y'all might want to share this because y'all know I'm telling the truth. I ain't got time to play. Then we started asking ourselves, okay, what has Jerry done since then? And some of y'all are gonna say, well, look at Michael Irvin. Look what he's done with Michael Irvin. Look what he's done with Nate Newton. Look what he did for Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt has a real estate company with him. Look how much he loves Michael Irvin. Look how much he loves Nate Newton. Look how much the players vouch for him and love him and all that. Yeah, he love them when they doing something for him. I mean, how could you not like Michael Irvin? Michael Irvin put billions of dollars in your pocket. They won 3 Super Bowls. Of course you love Deion. Deion kept the seats full when the Cowboys stopped going to Super Bowls. Of course you love Emmitt Smith. He practically won you Super Bowls. And then you saying, oh, I'm finna really mess y'all up now. Oh my God. See, just because you hug a black man don't mean that you like the black man. You like what the black man does for you. And the truth of the matter is, he don't have no choice. Because you ain't playing NFL football now without black athletes, which is primarily pretty much the whole team. Come on, crowd, come on, crowd. I almost feel like I'm in church now. You can't escape the black athlete in just about in any sport. So of course you're gonna put on the front. It's kind of like Donald Sterling with the Clippers. Of course he he paid the money. You had no choice. Jerry paid Dak Prescott $40 million a year. What other choice did he have? Just because he paid him, that don't mean that he like black people. I'm not saying he don't either. I don't know. I'm just saying the signs ain't looking too good. Huh? Hello? I'm serious, y'all. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so you can't say it's because he help out black people. No, their skills determine that they should get X amount of dollars because they are that good. Huh? I ain't saying he's racist. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm noticing the sign. See, unfortunately for Jerry, the millennial generation don't know what people my age know. They didn't live. I lived in the 70s. I lived in the early 70s. I was born in the early 70s. I remember it before the 70s end, getting called the N word. 5, 6, 7 years old. I remember that. These kids born now, they don't have a concept or clue about anything or how it really is or how it really was. And praise God for that. They don't have to go through that. It's a different world now. I'm not knocking it, but there's still our group that's here. We dying out. Sooner or later, the 90s children and the 2000 children will be over the world. And maybe some of this stuff in, but racism will never die. You just don't have a concept of what went on, or you don't have a concept of live. So they don't recognize the tricks and the language and the avoidance. So a lot of people regulate racism to saying, if you use the N word, that is the determination if you are racist or not. No, ma'am. No, sir. A whole lot of other stuff to go on, such as what I'm talking about now. What did Jerry say about the Colin Kaepernick situation? Y'all remember that? I'll remind you. If anybody don't have 10 toes on the line and the hand across the chest, you will not play for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I'm saying all that to say, and he has the right, that's his team. Hey, God bless you. Folks want to try him, they try him, take that chance. However, please don't act like that all the black players on the team agreed with that. They just didn't want to lose their contract. They didn't want to lose their job. In other words, Jerry had the power over them to do that. But why didn't Jerry Jones come out and say anything about police brutality, which is the real reason why Colin Kaepernick did the protest? He ain't said nothing about that yet. And some of y'all gonna say, well, he got on the knee. Jerry got on the knee. Talk about that big time. Jerry got on the knee. Jerry did that because Jerry knew that sponsors were getting ready to start pulling some money. And Jerry was going to do any and everything to make sure that his team did not lose the sponsorships that have their names in the stadium. Kind of remind you what Kyrie and Kanye West are going through. You remember how Kanye is losing all his money because they pulling all the stuff away from him. Kyrie lost money because they pulling the money away from him. It is the same thing that Jerry Jones would have, if they What if somebody on the Dallas Cowboys would have nipped? They would have been messing with Jerry Jones' bottom line, which is his money. And to be honest with you, it's easy for us to talk about that from a armchair quarterback position. But if you're an owner of a team and folks talking about taking away hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, you're going to probably say the same thing too. And I got plenty of black folks on here too. So let's not act like, you probably do it too. But I'm still saying, have you ever heard Jerry Jones say anything about police brutality? Okay, let's take it up a notch. You ever heard Jerry Jones say anything about the George Floyd situation? You heard that? You know how many black players were ticked off? Yeah. Matter of fact, did anybody, you hear any Cowboy player talk about the George Floyd situation? Y'all starting to notice a theme here? Did anybody talk about the George Floyd situation from the Cowboys? Because it's the biggest brand in the league. Matter of fact, it's the biggest brand in the world. If somebody from the Cowboys talk, it's all over ESPN, especially if it's one of the high profile players. You didn't hear nothing about the George Floyd incident. Wonder why is that? You didn't hear anything about Colin Kaepernick's reason for protesting. You didn't hear nothing. And some of you gonna say, well, hold up, big time. We heard what President Trump said. We heard him call them SOBs and all that. Get them off the field. SOB. Jerry didn't say anything about that either. No, he did not. But which side of the track did he resemble more? President Trump's version or black people's version about the George Floyd incident? Or the flag, or the big conversation about the flag? Who did he lean more toward? What did it sound like? Okay. Y'all don't wanna tell the truth. Okay. Which leads now to the picture again. Why hadn't Jerry said anything? All you got to do is say one sentence and it's over with. And he's smart enough of a man and savvy enough with the media that he knows all he has to say is this: I am not a racist. I denounce racism. I wasn't raised that way. And nobody can prove it. Nobody can prove it. But that's all he had to say. Why he ain't said it? He could kill all this really with one sentence. He can kill it. Jerry is that powerful that he could kill it. You can't prove nothing. His parents are dead. He's 80 years old. Now, forgive me. Now, this is speculation, what I'm getting ready to say. All right. This is speculation. It's not facts. It's just my opinion. Okay. This is my opinion. Because I lived. I've seen it. I've experienced it. There aren't too many 80 or 70-year-old white men. If I had to line up 10 of them, especially the 80-year-olds, if I lined up 10 of them, you'll be hard to find one that doesn't have any racism in them, that age group. It was just the time. It was just the way of the world. It especially a white man, a rich, privileged white man from the South. Please, let's not forget that, and let's not forget that part. From the South. 80-year-old white man, and if y'all lined up 10 of them, you might, and it'll be a blessing from God. It'll be a miracle if you find one that don't have that in their system. Now that's just my opinion. I've lived enough life that I can confidently. Somebody gonna have to prove it to me. Shoot, I'm talking about 80. It's to the point now where you almost got to say, shoot, you can line me up 10 30-year-old white men. Shh. I better stop. Let me go and get the Cowboys and Colts game because it's Tina here. Let me see here. Tina says stay focused. I'm gonna give. That's about what Jerry Jones said 65 years ago. What has he put in the atmosphere since then? Stay focused. Our young black people are killing each other. Our sons and daughters are being murdered across this nation by their black friends and other black people who they did not know. Stay focused and let's have that conversation, do something about it. Nothing else matters. Our black children, young black men and women are dying by the hundreds every whatever. I couldn't read that. Tina, you're absolutely right. Your whole thing there is 100% accurate. What you just said about how blacks are killing blacks, that is true. And about everything else you said, I don't disagree with you at all. But here's the problem, though. That's not the focus of this conversation. And that's not trying to be smart with you at all. I hope you don't take it that way. See, what we have to also do is keep the pressure on. You see what I'm saying, Tina? See, the fire was hot on Brett Favre. Then all of a sudden, Kanye started talking, and it was like a deflection. And since then, ain't nobody talking about Brett Favre. Then it went from Kanye, who was on fire, and then it switched to Kyrie. And people put you see what I'm saying? Put Kanye on the back burner. Focused on Kyrie. Then the picture came about Jerry Jones, and then it got swept under the rug. Because people stopped talking about it after 2 days. They still talking about Kyrie, still talking about Kanye. I mean, Kanye ain't doing nothing to help it out either. I agree with that. You see how but because the pressure and the heat got turned off, things kind of it gets swept under the rug. That's what I'm talking about. That's what LeBron did. He put the focus back to where it was supposed to be. Like, no, you can't. You just can't say, I was 15 years old. Okay, what about it? What were you 15 years old? I was just a kid. I was just curious. No, you're a lie. You weren't just curious. You said right before, I didn't know what was going on. Yes, you did. Black folks just didn't walk up on the steps on that day. No, they did. You knew they were coming back. You got in the crowd and wanted to see. Now, the picture don't prove anything other than he was there. But don't lie to me and say, don't insult my intelligence and say you didn't know what was going on. The whole world knew what was going on. They knew the black folk was coming. See what I'm saying? No, we putting the fire back on that. Your perspective, Tina, is 100% right. It just don't fit and I'm not saying my show. I'm not saying. I'm just not. I'm saying this is a sports related show. Your um your comment, although it's 100% true, it is more of a CNN, type conversation. Now the focus need to stay on Jerry Jones because I know you just getting there, Tina, but I say it again. Hey Jameson, I'm sorry. Why is the only person that we heard about? Excuse me. Why is the only person that we heard about is why the only player we heard is from Dak Prescott? Why is that the only person we've heard about it from the situation? Why ain't nobody asked the coaching staff? No, Joe, LeBron did not say he was racist. That's not true. LeBron didn't say anything. LeBron asked the media, why didn't y'all come with the same intensity? As a matter of fact, Joe, when you go back and look at what he said, he didn't say anything about Jerry Jones. He just said, why didn't y'all ask me the question? Really, it was going toward the media. Braun has not called him a racist. Matter of fact, he gave him credit. He said he realized it was 65 years ago. He did not say he was a racist. He did not. What's up, Freddie? I'm glad you popped in. I'm just warming up for tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, I am on a new podcast show called Three Shots of Podcast with my guy Freddie Henderson here and Anita Trapp. We will be talking about this type of stuff. It won't be all sports. It'll be controversial issues, and obviously this is one of them. So whatever you didn't hear from me tonight, I have two other people to be bouncing off other ideas about this Jerry Jones situation. But we're not going to put words on LeBron that he did not say. He directed all his attention toward the media. Like, why didn't y'all? Well, he said that. That didn't mean that he said he's a racist though. He said he got off the he lost it right after the Kaepernick situation. And like I said before, whether that was a money issue, you totally put away the players' feelings. There's no way that 52 black people were in agreement with Jerry Jones about the George Floyd incident. That's what it was all about, the George Floyd incident. There's nowhere in the world you can tell me all 52 agree with Jerry Jones. Now they did it because they obviously they believe what Jerry said. That if you don't kneel, if you don't put your hand across his heart, if you don't have 10 toes down, in other words, you would not be kneeling. If you don't have that, you're not doing that. You won't be a Dallas Cowboy. That's what he said. I'm guaranteeing you there were some black people that wanted to take a knee. Now, some people will say that was money generated. I'm one that actually believes that. But I'm also believing at the same time that Jared didn't want, I don't know. I'm just saying. All things ain't pointing to Jerry in a positive way. No, he said it, Shane. He said it about the whole kneeling incident. Jerry, as far as him getting attention, Shane, he's not lacking for the getting of attention now. I mean, this kid has been getting attention ever since he was 16 years old. I mean, he can't escape it. So he don't have to lack attention. All he got to do is put one sentence on Twitter, and the whole world be talking. So the attention part, that's I can't give with that one. Joe says, I see what I'm saying. Joe says, but Jerry Jones was kneeling with his players He did it before the national anthem. I spoke about that earlier, Joe. He did kneel with that, but that was to make sure that, and the story is that he got with the players and all that. You gotta understand the sponsorship problems, Joe. I'm sorry you missed all that. The sponsorship, the threatening of money, and all that kind of stuff. It's about the money part. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Tina said your platform is just important. By the way, I love your show. Thank you, Tina. In that situation, it doesn't matter what Jerry is or not. He has to be proven to be totally awesome as it relates to the elevation of black athletes. Let me read that again, Tina. I'm sorry. You said your platform is just as important. By the way, I love your show. In this situation, it doesn't matter what Jerry is or is not. He is proven to be totally awesome as it relates to the elevation of black athletes. But he had no choice, though, Tina. I spoke to that earlier. You can't play without the black athlete. I mean, I'm just calling like it. I mean, in football, you can't play without the black athlete. So he had no choice but to elevate them by paying them. And as far as players that have retired, I do know for sure that he and Emmitt Smith had I don't know if they have it now, but I know that he started them in the real estate game and helped them out in that part. But the way I look at that, Tina, and I may be wrong for this, and maybe you can help me in this. The way I look at that is, after all what I've done for you and put all these millions of dollars in your pocket, the least you can do is help me. If I just got some questions and say how I started this real estate game, so be it. I mean, it was a two-way street. Emmitt put millions in his pocket. Michael put him, and these guys put Dion. They all did it, and of course they will swear by him. I get that part, but it ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's elevated the black athlete. What other choice do he have? I'm just saying. What other choice do he have? He have no choice, but he didn't want to pay Dak Prescott, but he had no choice. He didn't want to pay Dak Prescott that money. First thing he said, "You got me." That's the first thing he said when y'all remember when Dak Prescott said he said it at his press conference. Go back and look at the press conference. He said, "You got me." He didn't want to pay him that money. What other choice did he have, though? You see what I'm saying? So, I get what you're saying, but the why is what the question should be. And I will say this, Tina, about the previous comment. Your comment saying this situation, it doesn't matter what Jerry is or is not. If this would have been 10 to 15 years ago, I would agree with you 1,000%. However, because of the way that the world is now, it does matter. We got owners who are losing teams. Need I remind you of Donald Sterling with the Clippers? You remember just a video recording of what he was saying about Magic Johnson? Donald Sterling lost his team. Oh, it matters now. Yeah, it matters where you stand now. 10, 15 years ago, I'm with you. Oh, it matters now. 10, 15 years ago, the Redskins on sexual harassment, men and women been getting together on jobs for ages and centuries, and they ain't never stopped. Now all of a sudden, now Daniel Snyder looking to selling his team. All it matters what you say now. All it matters. All it matters what you say now. Please understand, if Jerry Jones was to be found out to be a racist, please understand the heat would be so crazy. Does that mean that the team will be sold? I doubt it. But the pressure would be so intense. Oh, it's a big difference now. Players are kicking well in the NBA. Let me put it that way. And some folks don't even like that, but it just show the power. NBA owners have lost their teams because of their mouth or their stances. And please don't think that it can't transfer to the NFL. And some folks be saying, well, it's their money, it's their team. Donald Sterling said the same thing too. It's his money and his team. He not in the league no more though, is he? So it does matter. It does matter. It does matter. I hear you, Spoonie. It does matter. You say, I really don't have no. What you say, Shane? Shane say, again, I say the only code we should concern about it with is yellow penalty flags. Our folks should be on indie racism. Will always be here. I agree with you on that. Sin is a part of this world, Shane says. I just think it's asinine we are talking about this in 2022. Well, they probably say the same thing, Shane, in 1982 and 92, 2002, 2012, and here we are again. It never died. Never died. Joe says, I really don't blame Jerry Jones how he handled with the kneeling situation because the business you have to make both sides happy. In my personal opinion, he handled the way you could have no other way. That's another whole conversation, Joe, about that part. I don't even want to deal with that. That's past. I'm sticking with the picture and what I ain't hearing since then. Eastside Harold, the owner from the Suns, is about to sell his team. See, it's just the truth, y'all. I mean, it is what it is. But if y'all want to hear me talk about some more with some other people, tomorrow I'll share it on my page. I will be on 3 Shots podcast platform tomorrow night. I do know we're talking about this one issue. It'd just be different to hear from a different perspective other than mine when I get on the show, and let's just see how it goes. All right. I didn't talk about that long enough for now. I know some of you didn't like that, but it's the hot topic and it had to be talked about. So there it is. Now, Colts Cowboys. Appreciate all y'all for hanging with me. Colts Cowboys. To me, y'all, after watching a little film this week, I didn't get a chance to really pop it in and do like I usually do. But it's kind of obvious what needs to go on for tomorrow. All right. It's obvious what needs to go on for tomorrow. It's the same thing from the last 3-4 weeks. You got to shut down Jonathan Taylor. It's not hard to figure out. It's not hard to figure out. We have got to shut down Jonathan Taylor, who is without a doubt when healthy. Well, for last year, he was the Russian champion. Last year, he was a first-team All-Pro. I mean, he is legitimately a dominant football player. We got to shut him down. We got to put hats on him. We got to hit him. And our Achilles heel is everybody. Oh no, Joe. This is our show. This ain't my show. Y'all make the show. No, not upset at all. No, sir. We got to put a hat on him. Our Achilles heel is our run defense. I got a feeling tomorrow that we're going to get a heavy dosage of Jonathan Taylor on tomorrow. We have got to make Matt Ryan the reason why they win or lose the game. We can't let Jonathan Taylor destroy us. And he has the capability because he has a good offensive line as well. The Colts are not as bad as their record is. That part I can tell you. Matt Ryan is easy. Matt Ryan is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the entire league because he holds on to the football. They're going to have to get the ball out quick, obviously. Matt Ryan is not hard to find. He is not a mobile quarterback. He's a pocket quarterback, and as I've said since the beginning of the year, if you're a pocket quarterback, your quarterback is going to get hit. If you have a mobile quarterback, you might have a few issues, but your quarterback's still going to get hit. But if you're just strictly a pocket quarterback, like Matt Ryan is, he's going to get hit. We got to shut down Jonathan Taylor. Now, he does have a legitimate weapon outside, which is Michael Pittman Jr. Michael Pittman Jr., the way that we play, I got a feeling that Anthony Brown, because I just don't see them putting Trayvon Diggs on Michael Pittman the whole game. They travel with him. I don't see that. So I got a feeling that Anthony Brown is going to get tested tomorrow. Hopefully he can go on, show up, and make a few plays tomorrow. I got a feeling it's going to be an Anthony Brown show one way or the other. I really feel like that. Those are his weapons offensively. They are playing extremely hard for Jeff Saturday, the new interim coach. It's not easy. Just telling you, the record don't really show what they really are. They play very extremely hard. They got a pretty good defense. They got Stephon Gilmore over there. Of course, he's not the Stephon Gilmore of 4 or 5 years ago, but he's still one of the better cornerbacks in the league. We'll see if Dak don't care nothing about that and test him out. To be honest with you, though, if the Cowboys don't have all these penalties that they have, I really don't see us losing the game tomorrow, though. I don't think it's going to be just like last week. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I don't think that we should beat this team by 10 points. Now, whether that means we beat them by 10 to 14 late or whatever, and we go back and forth with them, whatever the case may be, we should be ready to take them out. And it's a big game, and we have no choice but to win. One thing that the Philadelphia Eagles are doing to us, they're making every game important. And to be honest with you, we almost in playoff mode right now because we can't afford to lose a game. Not the way Philly playing. And then when you look at Philly's schedule, they ain't playing nobody. Except tomorrow, they got a big game against Tennessee. Other than that, they ain't playing nobody. So they're forcing us to go ahead and win this game. We talking about seriously staying close by, possibly, winning the division or possibly maybe getting a number one seed. We can't afford another loss. So the way I look at it, we're already in playoff mode. That's the way I look at it. I think we're already in playoff mode. And we're playing like it. Desperate. What's up, Smoke? I see you. Smoke, you may have to go back. I went in on Jerry Jones and the Jerry Jones situation. So very interesting content, I may add. But I really feel like that because of the Eagles, we are in playoff mode. So we can't afford to lose a game. Every game be. You slip up and lose one of these games and the Eagles win, that's almost like a 3-game lead. It's just about over. At least if you're talking about winning the division or number one seed, that it's just about over. So we need to win tomorrow. We need to win. We need to keep the same thing, the same rhythm. Pollard, Elliott, same formula. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to make Dak Prescott Joe Montana. Run the football. It's not hard at all. I'm sorry if y'all looking for something extraordinary, but it's simple. We got to stop Jonathan Taylor, and we got to run the football ourselves. We got to hit Matt Ryan often, and we got to make sure that our guys don't have the major penalties like they've been having. It's really simple. It's really simple. These are games that every game is big, and I don't care what the records are. We better play it like it's a big game. And tomorrow night is big. The whole world will be watching. It's Sunday night football, of course. The ratings will be up. Cowboys on TV. Look, we don't need to embarrass ourselves. We need to win. It's really that simple, y'all. It's if you want to go matchups, they have a strong 2 defensive tackles in Buckner, and forgive me, got the other guy's name, but they are stout up the middle. Buckner is a problem. We're gonna have to block those guys. Hopefully our offensive line can hold up. They don't have anything for the answer of the 3 tight end look. They don't have an answer for that. I'm quite sure they done tried to practice and figure out something, but you can't stop that. You can't stop that. You can't stop it. So we really just don't need to beat ourselves. Okay, that's just the bottom line. We're not. It's not hard to figure out. It's not hard to figure out. All right. What'd you say, Joe? Joe says that we should beat the Colts and Texans game. The Jacksonville game has me worried, especially playing at Jacksonville because they've been playing good. I'll worry about Jacksonville when I get there. There's a lot that can go on in these 3 weeks. I will say this, and I hope I'm not jinxing us, but, we're getting healthy. Whether y'all know it or not, we really are. I hope I ain't jinxing us, but I'm saying we're really getting healthy right now, and that's gonna be hard for a lot of teams. Everybody's taking their bumps and bruises. Everybody's getting injured now for weeks and weeks, and folks really when you talk about 17, 18 weeks, and they ain't counting playoff weeks, when you start talking about that, it really is sometimes is who's gonna be the last survivor with health. It really is. So it's I'm happy that we're starting to really get healthy, other than this little flu bug we got going. And I think a lot of people are playing tomorrow despite them missing practice this week. They'll still have a chance to play. So tomorrow's gonna be interesting. All right, I'm done. Phone lines are open real quick. I'm gonna take about 2 calls. If y'all call in, I'm gonna take about 2 calls, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. And let you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. A lot of good football on. What about this playoff scenario? Man, Alabama is going to find a way to sneak in it. Just in case you don't know, USC lost last night. TCU lost today. So that's the 3rd and 4th ranked teams in the country. And Michigan, of course, my team plays today. Georgia is beating LSU right now. So that look like that's going to stay intact. Hopefully Michigan go ahead and take care of Purdue. We don't need an upset. But the 3rd and 4th slots are just open. I mean, Ohio State and Alabama were dead. And they always going to find a way. And it ain't their fault. The guys just didn't win. TCU didn't win. USC didn't win. He just opened up the floodgates. Here come Ohio State. And Ohio State not playing one game. Alabama's not playing. They just sitting back and hoping and cheerleading. And I be dang, that cheerleading worked. Ohio State is definitely going to get back in. It ain't no question about Ohio State. The question is going to be, are you going to put a 2-loss team into the championship, into the playoff? And I don't see how they're going to be able to keep them out. Because keep in mind, Georgia is beating LSU right now. So LSU is going to drop out the forefront too. Clemson is playing later tonight. In their championship, they're going to make a slight argument if they can win. But I really believe Ohio State and Alabama are about to get back into this thing. I really do. And they were dead. Now they got life. Call line is open. Y'all see it there. You're on Podbean. You can call in now. TCU ain't going to make it. They lost, Smoke. Smoke, they lost. TCU lost today in overtime. They were already third. You already know how they feel about, the Big 12 conference as it is. They don't feel like they're strong enough in the first place. TCU going to drop out. I'm telling you now, when you compare the strength of schedule between TCU and Alabama, Alabama obviously has a stronger conference. And then the way they lost, okay? The way they lost is, I think they lost in a last second field goal or something like that. And the other loss was when Bryce Young got hurt. I don't know. I don't know. They was ranked 6. The question is, how far would TCU drop? They were ranked 3rd. Alabama's ranked 6 with a stronger strength of schedule. These are the debates that we'll have. People will have. I just think that, if you want to make some money now, the real money, you're gonna put Alabama in. Let's not forget that one, Smoke. Let's not forget that. If you want to put some real money into this thing, you'll put Alabama in and Ohio State. It just have a better ring than saying we're gonna put TCU in. I'm not knocking TCU. I'm just saying you put Nick Saban in there. That's you see what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised. They don't want to give TCU no credit. The only reason why they were in there because they had no choice because they were undefeated at the time. Just like USC. USC was ranked 4th. Alabama was ranked 6th. You believe that Alabama, Smoke, talk to me. You believe that Alabama is not going to jump USC? I ain't saying jump them all the way to 4th. I'm just saying when the new rankings come out, do you think USC, who's ranked 4th, is going to be behind Alabama now, who's ranked 6th? And keep in mind, USC, USC did not win their conference championship. Alabama, of course, didn't win their conference championship. But then we go to the strength of schedule. There's no comparison. USC is out. OSU is in. Alabama moves to 5, you say. Ohio State definitely is in. USC is out. I'm assuming you thinking USC is going to be behind them. Well, who's 4? Who is 4, Smoke? You think TCU is still going to be in? From 3rd and all they're going to drop is 1? I don't know, Smoke. I see what you're saying, though. I think you stuck on that 2-loss thing there, and that's 1, and they didn't win. I see what you're saying. I get it, but I don't know, Smoke. So you can't penalize a team for making a championship game. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Nick Saban, ain't it? Okay. You might see a first this time. I just can't see TCU only dropping one from third to fourth. I just can't. I can't see that. Even though they lost in overtime, I just can't see that. I just can't see it. If it happens, then I understand exactly what you're saying, and I really can't argue. It's just I believe they want to punish TCU anyway because of the conference that they're in, and then they lost to Kansas State, who was ranked 11th, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. I don't know, Smoke. I would love, you know what? That's really going to be the conversation, though. Not who makes it is okay. The conversation is going to be why they made it. Why? How? Why did they make it over this team? That's really going to be the conversation. I would love to hear the reasoning, just in case it go like I think it's going. I'm in full agreement with you that Ohio State is going to get in, but I really believe Alabama going to sneak his way in there. I just feel it. I feel it. Especially since Georgia's beating LSU. See, that's going to knock them all the way down. Then Alabama will move up. With the other teams that will move up, then the conversation is for that fourth spot. And you're going to have a real great resume if you ain't won a conference championship. And Alabama didn't do it too. We get into the strength of schedule stuff then. And I don't think nobody going to be able to beat Alabama when it comes to strength of schedule. No way. Not TCU. Not this schedule they have. No way. I can't see it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Nobody ain't called in. I hope that you will rewind this. And Shane said, I think there's no way Alabama should be ranked higher than Tennessee. They both have 2 losses, but Tennessee beat Alabama. But Shane, Tennessee got destroyed by South Carolina. I mean, you can't. Yeah, they got 2 losses, but who did you lose to? I mean, they lost to South Carolina. A team they ain't even won 6 games, if I'm not mistaken. So that Tennessee is supposed to be behind that, even though they beat them. You can't lose the way they have, and then you can't get that type of respect. See, when you get to this type of stuff, is who you lost to and how bad did you look. It's kind of like the way that Michigan destroyed Ohio State. They put Ohio State way back there. From Belgrade second, they had a drop to what was they, about 6th or something? Fifth or 6th, something like that. That's a huge drop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. It's Cowboy time tomorrow night. For those that came in late and you wanted to hear my perspective or about the Jerry Jones situation, just rewind it and, hey, put your comments there, and I'll be seeing them. If not, check me out tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for I'll show you this. Let me pull this up so you can catch it. So that you can catch it. Let me pull it up real quick if you don't mind. Just give me a second. And I'll show you the new podcast show that I am on tomorrow night with Freddie Henderson. Freddie Henderson and Anita Trapp. If I can find it. If I have it or not. Okie dokie. I do not have it. Okay. I do not have it. Trust me. 6 o'clock 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll put it on my page so you guys can see it. 6 o'clock tomorrow night. It's more of a sports issue stuff. We're gonna talk more than Cowboys. But we're gonna tackle a lot of controversial issues that nobody don't want to talk about in the world of sports. The Brett Favre issue, the LeBron James issue, Jerry Jones issue, all of that type stuff. We'll be talking about. It'll start on tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Hopefully you join in with us for your viewership and your conversation as well. Don't have to agree. It's just very an opinionated show, and these are our opinions, and don't necessarily mean that it's gold. It's just our opinion. All right. Tomorrow night, Sunday. Matter of fact, they're gonna have to cut the podcast show off early tomorrow because I gotta watch the game. Even though we start at 6 o'clock. Cowboys come on, I ain't doing all the talking now. You understand? Cowboys on tomorrow. I gotta watch the game tomorrow night. All right. I appreciate all y'all hanging with me for this minute. Appreciate y'all hanging with me. No, Joe, he done switched teams twice. I'm gonna talk bad to him tomorrow anyway. He was a Ram fan, then we beat their brains out, and then he switched to being a Giant fan. Figured that one out. Then we beat their brains out. Now I don't know who he with now. I mean, whatever team he go to, we destroy him. So, I'm gonna ask him that question tomorrow on the show too, man. Like, who you with this week? I mean, who who you with this week? Good God. Many times you gonna keep changing teams, huh? I appreciate y'all. All right. Let's go ahead and get out of here. You know what to do. If you're following me, or if you're not following me, those are all the ways you can. It's right there for you. Really would appreciate if you go to my YouTube page and click on the notification button, that bell there that'll let you know when I'm going live. And you can just subscribe to it, please. And you will be a blessing to me for doing that. Also, if you want as well, you can I forgot what I'm trying to figure out here. It will be on the Sports Empire Network. If you don't mind to see the show tomorrow, just in case I don't share it, I am on the Sports Empire Network. The Sports Empire Network. Go join that. Got a whole plethora of podcasters. Maybe your favorite team in baseball and basketball. We got people talking about it all the time. Talking about a lot of different teams. So it's just more than me. But if you go to the Sports Empire Network page, just follow it and like it. I'll be on there tomorrow night with Freddie Henderson and Lana Trapp as we launch our new podcast show tomorrow. All right. Some of y'all already beat me. Y'all already put your hands together. Oh my God. Smoke already put his hand together. So I ain't got to ask y'all too much more. I'm finna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate Brian Smith. Appreciate you, brother. I see you. 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 Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for hanging with me. Do me a favor, share out this show. Some folks want to hear the truth. And I feel like I done said some truth tonight. And let them see what I'm saying. See if they feel what I'm saying. All right. Until then, I will see, for those that follow the Big Time Show, of course, I will be with you on Monday as well at 7 p.m. as we will recap the game between the Colts and the Cowboys. Hopefully, it'll be a win, and hopefully we can start getting ready for the Texans after that. Win, lose, or draw, I will be with you Monday at 7 p.m. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all handling me, in my opinion. And we'll check you out again. For some, you'll hang with me tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And then for others, I'll see you on Monday. One thing about it, If the Lord allow me to breathe, I'm coming. That's for sure. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Big Time Show.